cord. And speaker view. Okay. So we'll start standing. So let's see if I can let you see more than just the top of my head. Feels weird to do this without any music at all, but that's okay. We can do it. Darn it. Let's try and. I'm just going to start with some squats. I know you don't need to see me totally, but it's nice if I'm not capitated. Okay, so we're just going to start with some parallel squats to warm up, so your feet can be just about hip distance apart or a little bit wider. And be soft and roll your shoulders around a couple of times. Just get your body aware it's going to be moving, and we will do some roll-ups and more stretches in a minute, but just to get warmed up, we'll start right in with the hips back and up, and we'll do about 20 of those. Squat and up and up and down and up. And since the video does look a little bit funny, like Teresa, it looks like you've been in one squat for a really long time. So since I can't see totally what's going on, certainly if you need me, please push the space bar and just let me know. We'll stop, regroup. Otherwise, I'll just keep going. And up and down and up. And we're sending your rear end back so the knees don't stretch far past your toes. Using some nice large muscle groups. And up. Driving up through your heels. And up. And up. 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 3. And 2. And 1. And we'll bring your legs a bit wider for sumo squats. So we'll tuck the hips just a little bit. Tailbone straight down toward the floor. And down. And up. And down. And up. And down. And up. And down. And up, sending the knees out, so we're stretching into the adductors, out and squeezing into the pelvic floor when you come up, out, and out, out, up, 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 up. I was up in your neighborhood, Pat, today, because it's Pam's birthday, so I ran by. She wasn't there, but it's so pretty up there. People all out in there mowing their lawn and stuff. I'm so glad summer's here. Up, and we'll do 2 more. And down and up. We'll lock back into parallel. We'll take a nice deep breath in, and we're going to roll down, bringing the chin down toward the chest first. 1 vertebrae at a time, bone by bone by bone. Stretch, 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 stretch. Good. The knees are still soft. And we'll take a breath in and exhale, tuck the tailbone and roll it on up. Bone by bone by bone. And when you come up, we'll bring the arms up. Take a big swim stroke, bringing the chest up and around. Tuck the chin and roll down. Bone by bone by bone. And take a nice breath in and exhale, tuck. And roll it on up. And arms up. Chest lifted all the way around. And roll the shoulders. We're going to do that again. This time I will count though, and we'll do 20 parallel, 20 sumo. We'll go right back into it. 1 and 2 and 3. Squeeze 4. Squeeze 5. Squeeze 6. Squeeze 7. Squeeze 8. Squeeze 9. Squeeze 10. And 11. And 12. And 13. 14. 15. 16. And 17. 18. 19. And 20. We'll go back to that wide stance and tuck the tailbone a little bit and down and squeeze and squeeze and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and 10 and 9 and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. And then we'll just go into the squat and hold here with your hands out towards your knees. And we're going to tuck the pelvis here, bring the head down. And then we'll stretch back, pressing your chest toward the floor and arching the back, opening up and tuck. So it's kind of like cat and cow in this wide sumo squat. And open and tuck. And open and tuck. And one more into that open squat. And then we'll turning your shoulder, pressing into the one inside of that leg there, pressing the shoulder down toward the floor, rotating the spine and opening your chest. And to the other side. Back and forth a couple of times. Feeling that nice rotation in the spine. And back to the center and tuck and roll all the way up. And we'll walk your feet back into parallel. Okay? And then we're going to go into our lunge back and we'll do 8 lunge backs and then we'll do, let's do 8 and 8. So we'll do 8 lunging back and then 8 coming back up and we'll practice that, the lunge and the balance. So we'll do 8 without coming up, 8 coming up. Okay, so we can come back and up. We'll come down and up and down and up and down and up. Certainly go at your own pace because with the computer I can't see what pace you're going anyway. I'll just go kind of regular. But after 8 of them, then take a break if you need. We're going on the same side. Kind of regroup. And then when we add that lift, we pull all the way through and come up into that balance. And then go right back down. Come up into your balance. Back down. Come up into it. Back down. Come up into it. And down. And into it. And down. And in. Oh. And down. And up. And down. And up. And down. And up. And down. And up. Okay, now we'll do the other side. Okay, and you can do whatever you want to with your arms. They can Move like you're walking, or you can just hold them at your chest or on your hips. Whatever you like. Experiment with different things. It's funny because when the computer stops, it looks like you guys are standing there going, no, I'm not going to do it. And then after 8, you can lift. Good. And then after your 8, we're going to do a spine twist. So bring your arms out to the side, and we're just going to rotate to the right for 1, 2, 3, back to the center. To the other side, 1, 2, 3, back to center. To the right, 1, 2, 3, center. And the other way, 2, 3, center. And to the right, 1, 2, 3, center. And 1, 2, 3, center. And 1, 2, 3, center. And 1, 2, 3, center. 1, 2, 3, center, and left. 1, 2, 3, center, and down. Okay, then we're going to come down to your knees. And you can double up your pad if you want to. Probably don't need to. Tip this just a little bit. And let's also grab your ring. Excuse me. And now have your toes tucked under. And actually, I'll go like this so you can see my back. We're going to do some alternating squats. Well, we'll just do it. So we're going to start with squats. So squeezing your ring. As you sit back towards your heels, we're going to hinge forward. So your back goes forward, and we press, and then come back up. And press, and back. So we're just trying to add some resistance there, and back, press, and squeeze. So your head goes with and up, so the neck stays long, and squeeze. Kind of really pushing your pelvis up and squeezing your bottom, and squeeze. Just like with the regular squat. And stretch, and pull. Stretch, and pull. And lengthen, and pull. Lengthen, and pull. Lengthen, and pull. Lengthen, and stretch, and pull. Stretch, and pull. Stretch, and pull. We'll do 2 more. And pull, stretch, and pull. And then we'll put your ring to the side, and we're just going to walk right into alternating with a plank here, a slow mountain climber. So we bring your arms and legs out, shoulders back, and we're going to alternate, bringing the knee in towards your elbow. It won't reach all the way because you want to stay in a plank. Alternate and down. 10 on each side, so it'll be a total of 20. Reach and in. So you're really contracting rib cage to hip on a diagonal plane on each side. Okay? So you can go kind of fast, just making sure that you don't stick your bottom in the air by going too fast. pull, and pull, 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 3 and 3, 2 and 2, 1 and 1. And we'll put your knees down, stretch back. It's hard not telling when you're done, so I'm just kind of guessing. Okay, and then we're going to grab the ring again, this time keeping the body long. We're going to be hinging back. So we hold the ring out, and this time we're going to hinge back till you feel your abdominals and quads, and squeeze the ring to come up. We'll try and keep the shoulders relaxed. Back, squeeze to come up, and back, squeeze, and back, squeeze, and back, squeeze, and back, squeeze. Good. Back, squeeze, and back, squeeze, and back, and squeeze, back, and squeeze, back, squeeze, back, squeeze, 3 more, squeeze, back, squeeze, back, and squeeze, and down. Good. And then our second set with our knees. So back into your plank, shoulders back, hips down, 10 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and down. Okay. And from there, we're just going to go to hands and knees. Do some, just a cat and cow. So stretch your back, lengthen it out, stretch your back, lengthen it out, and we'll extend the right arm, left leg, nice long bird dog, shoulders back, and we'll switch. And down, and we'll switch and hold, and then we're going to bring that right arm and left knee in toward one another and lengthen and touch and lengthen. We're going to do 10 times. Here's 3, and as you're extending, you can really let that leg really go and extend. Try not to rotate your hips, but really let that leg stretch on up there. Still keeping the shoulders back. Stretch, stretch. And then the other leg. Anytime you need to, you can sit back and take pressure off of your wrists, shoulders, arms, fingers, whatever you need. I don't want that to be at the front of your mind. Extend the other side. And we'll come in and lengthen. And lengthen. Lengthen. Stretch. 4. Okay. Then we'll have your We'll stay on your hands and knees. If you really press through your fingers, it helps alleviate the wrists. And we're going to bring your right knee so it's just hovering above the floor. Your foot is flexed, shoulders back. We're going to bring that heel up toward the ceiling until your thigh is just parallel to the floor, and then down toward the mat again. Straight up, straight down. Straight up, straight down. Straight up, straight down. Up and down, and up and down. Straight up, straight down, and down. Good, we'll do 3 more. And 2. And 1. Okay, their leg hovering, we'll do 10. 1. And 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. 7. And 8. And 9. And 10. Good. Now we're going to tuck both of your toes, and we're going to hover the knees. Then your right foot's going to extend out and in toward your nose. Extend and in. We'll do 10 there. And 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and down. A lot of work down there, so stretch anytime you need. Toes tucked. Getting sweaty here in my little area. Knees hovering, shoulders back, and in, extend, extend, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and down. All right. Then we're going to come all the way onto your tummy. You can lay with your head on your hands so that we can give your shoulders and your hands and your wrists a break. You can pull on the 3 fingers like I showed you to decompress your metacarpal bones. And we're just going to swim the long legs. So we'll extend your legs as far as you can out of your hips. You can have your heels together, toes apart a little bit. And we're just going to, just to the count of hundreds. So we'll do like the inhale for 5, exhale for 5. Turned out, both hip bones on the floor, slightly lifted legs. We'll go inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 4, 5, and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 4, 5, and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, last inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, last exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Legs down. And then we're going to bend your knees so the heels are together, toes apart. Okay, good. And we're going to just squeeze your heels together, and we'll lift your bottom, squeeze your bottom and lift your thighs. Lift the heels straight to the ceiling. We'll do that 10 times. Exhale, lift 1, 2, now you're probably tired of these, 3, 4, so good for your back and glutes, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Long legs, long arms. And we're going to do a full body swim. Hips into the mat, arms and legs lifted. And we'll swim. We won't do a full 100, but we're swimming the arms and the legs. Breathing in. 3, 4, 5, and out. 3, 4, 5, and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and in. 2, 3, 5, breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, last in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. Okay. We're going to bring your arms back underneath your shoulders, and we'll stretch through a cobra on the way up and back into your knees. Okay, and then one more thing in this plank sort of area before we move on is we're going to do that crisscross to the shoulder. So we'll be up in a plank position, and then we'll cross 10 times on each side, back and forth. If you need to come down to your knees at any time, that's fine. So we'll come all the way into the plank. Bring your hands right under your shoulders so they can be a little bit closer. And that's only 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, and 10, and 10. Okay. Then we can come onto your back. And we'll go into some abdominals. Okay. Oh, it's really warm in here. Either that or that. I don't think this is harder than usual, but I'm sweating more than usual. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So thanks for the thumbs up. But just going on. All right. So we're going to do pull your knees in. Give yourself a stretch here. And I was debating whether to use the ring here on this. I think we'll not use it just yet. I think we'll use your hands behind your head for some support though. And as you know, they can be one over the other hand or lightly fingers on your head. Just try not to pull on your neck. And we'll bring your knees to tabletop, come up into the scoopy curl. And again, just like hundreds, we'll count in 5s. So we'll inhale to stretch out, exhale to pull in to start. So we'll inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale 2, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 4, 5, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. This time inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, lift, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale 2, 3, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Now circles 2, 3, 4, 5. Other way 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Last inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, last exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, tuck in and head down. And we'll pull your knees. Okay, now we're gonna roll up and grab your ab pad. I might have forgotten to mention that one. Because we're gonna do the 2 variations of roll-ups. So since you guys have been with me the last couple days, we'll do regular roll-ups and then we'll do those ones we practiced a little bit with the hinge. I'm just using this thing because of my funky tailbone, so you don't have to have an extra mat here. Just get a blister if I don't. So you can use an ab pad or not. You can try it both ways, but I'll show you what it looks like without it. So we'll start with just our regular old roll up. We can start seated. We'll stretch forward, shoulders down. So to get the most out of your roll ups, you pretend that you've got like this band, like a seat belt around your waist, and someone's pulling it from behind you, and they're trying to pull your waist like a seat belt would back behind you, and your heels and your arms are reaching for the wall in front of you. And so it's your back that's being pulled back first, your belly button. And so that's what makes your tailbone tuck. And we roll back 1 vertebrae at a time. Shoulders drop, but that belly button leads the whole time, and that's what places 1 bone at a time down on the floor. And we peel down, whether you have that ab mat underneath you or not. And we roll all the way back. Okay, so then you have that same thought as you're rolling up. As soon as you're able to get that sensation, it's the same deal. So we'll take a breath in, start your exhale, the arms start to come forward, tuck the chin, shoulders are dropping, and we're already having that sensation of that belt being pulled backward as your heels and arms are reaching forward. So we keep that curve, forward, forward, forward. And then we roll back the same way, pressing the shoulders down, reaching fingertips and heels forward. And that band is pulling you back. You have so much more control that way too. And exhale, arms forward, chin. Belly button's pulling behind you as your heels and fingers reach forward. And 1 more time, roll back. Same thing, shoulders dropping. And then 1 more time, we'll roll up. Arms, chin. Belly button back. Stretch. Okay. So then, the kind we were practicing yesterday, sitting up nice and tall, is when we worked with a hinge first. And so we have your hands behind your head and start with a stacked spine. And with that, and again, you can use that with the pad behind you if you want to. You start in the tall spine, the natural spine, and hinge back first. So you're still actively reaching through the heels. Hinge back to where you can, like to where you can still hold it. And stay really open in the chest. If you can't hold it anymore, we control the abdominals in the spine by tucking the pelvis, and you still then go down bone by bone by bone by bone. So it's that controlled change in going from a neutral spine to a C curve that happens when you're at that diagonal. It's tough. And then once you're all the way down here, those elbows stay wide, and we do the same thing in reverse, tucking the chin, and we do a full roll up with those arms wide and come all the way forward. The arms back there, and then stack the spine. And then hinge until you can't hold it. Change into that C curve and place one vertebrae at a time down on the floor. And then go into your D curve roll up here. Oh, and that's the kind of the tricky part right there. And forward. And stack. And hinge. Tuck and roll. So each bone touches. And then having that pad behind there makes that part a little bit easier. Good job. Good one. And forward. And stack. I think going from the diagonal to that C curve is really fun. It's fun to practice controlling it. Both of you, very good job. We can just do one more and then we can move on. Very, very good. Perfect. Okay. So I'm just going to grab my ball because I kicked it away. We're going to use the big balls again. And we're going to have it just in front of your kneeling legs. And we'll tuck your toes underneath. So it's going to be resting on your belly and your thighs. This is for upper body, upper back muscles. Okay, so then once your toes are tucked under, then we're going to roll forward enough that your knees are not touching. But your hands could still be loose. We're not resting on your arms at all. They're just for balance. Okay, and your knees are probably, I don't know, maybe an inch above the floor is all. Okay, so then looking at the floor, we're going to bring your arms out to a T shape. So they're parallel to the floor, shoulders are pulled back. So we're already feeling those shoulder blades engaged down into their V. We're going to hold that, keeping the shoulders pulled down towards your hips. We're going to bring the arms out into a Y. So we bring them forward. So we're feeling the back muscles working. Then from there, we're going to bring them forward into an I. Keeping the shoulder blades pulled back. And then we'll bring the arms down to the floor. Bring them back around to the sides, out into a T shape. From the T shape, you go into a Y. From your Y, slowly go into an I. Holding up by your ears. And then down to the floor. And back around to the sides. Do that a few more times. Arms out to a T. Forward to a Y. Your Y to an I, up by your ears. Keep them, the higher they are, the more challenging we're using your back. And down to the floor. Around to the sides. Out to a T. Forward to your Y. Forward to your I. And down. We'll do two more. Around to the sides. Out to a T. Forward to your Y. Forward to the I. and down, out to the sides and up to a T, forward to your Y, forward to your I, press those shoulders back, and down to the floor. Then you can sit back and just stretch your head down, stretching your back. Okay, so then we'll just come onto your back and we're going to put your legs on the ball. And we're going to have your legs well on the ball, so your calves are on it, your feet are just kind of hanging off the end. And your arms are long at your sides, so that when you press down on the ball, your legs will go very straight, and we're going to make you into just a straight line, squeezing your glutes, squeezing your pelvic muscles and your hamstrings. And when you come down, you're just kind of like a V shape. So we'll go from a V to a straight line and a V to a straight line. And we'll do that for 10 breaths, 10 really good squeezes, like we're just shrink wrapping you up and back down and shrinking right up and back down. With all the glute and hamstring work and bridging and stuff we've been doing, this is probably pretty easy for you at this point, so you can just focus on getting really nice and deep into those pelvic floor muscles. And down. And lift, and you can focus on length as well, just really stretching through the heels really, really far. And toward the end of the set, you might start to feel the muscles a little more in our hamstrings. And squeeze. And squeeze. Squeeze. And we'll do one more. I forgot to count. Big surprise. Okay, so now we're going to add on to that. We're going to do lift, pull in, stretch out, and lower. Exhale, lift, and pull, and lengthen, and down. Trying to stay, again, of course, out of the shoulders and try not to use a lot of leverage by pressing in with your arms. And lift, and pull, lengthen, and out. And lift, pull, lengthen, out. Lift, and pull, and lengthen, out. And pull, lengthen, and lift, and pull, and pull, and stretch, and down, lift, and pull, stretch, and lift, pull, stretch. Do two more. And we can pull the legs in and just let those muscles relax for a minute. Side. You can get rid of your ball. Oh, actually, let's keep it for a minute. One more thing I want to do, if you haven't already gotten rid of it. Let's bring your legs up to tabletop, and we'll hold the ball up like so, like it's called dead bug. So we're pushing the ball into your knees and also putting pressure on it with your arms. And we'll bring your right arm back behind you as the left leg extends out. So it will get a nice stretch, and then we'll pull it back in and switch. And in and switch. And we keep the abdominals engaged and keep pressure on the ball so you're actively pushing in and to knee together. So the ball doesn't really move because it always has pressure on it. If that bothers either your shoulder or your hip, you can shorten the movement by just bringing the heel to the floor or just bending your elbow, but I don't think either of you guys have issues like that, so you can do the whole banana. And back. And we'll just let our abdominals feel that for a minute. And we'll do 4, 4, and 3, 3, and 2, 2, and 1, 1, and in, and now we can put it this way. Okay. Got where it was there. Oh, okay. So then we're going to bring your feet just a little bit closer to your glutes and grab your ring. You're going to put it inside your legs, just below your knees. And so with this, we're doing these in steps so that the muscles get fatigued by the time that they get to the last exercise. So with this one, we're going to start by just squeezing the ring. And you do get to squeeze pretty hard. So we're using your adductors as well as the glutes and your pelvic muscles. So in your neutral spine, we'll take a breath in and 10 times exhale and squeeze. And release, and it's a controlled release so that you maintain tension on the muscles even when you're separating the legs back out. Release, release, and release. Squeeze, and squeeze, and squeeze. And good. Okay, now we're going to go right into bridging with that. So we'll squeeze and lift for 10. And squeeze, lift. And squeeze, lift. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. And 9, last time, we're gonna lift, squeeze, and hold. So it's already really squeezy, and 10 more pulses, 1 little deeper, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, hold. Now 10 little lifts with your bottom, keeping this level of pressure on your ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and down. Good. Okay, then we can take that out. And to the side. Now we're going to take your knees into your chest. And we're going to roll up for a minute. And we're going to practice for just a couple times. We're going to do the seal, which we practiced yesterday. And that's where we get to do rolling like a ball because our back needs just a massage for a minute. And so instead of a regular rolling like a ball, we'll do the seal one because it's more fun. So we put your arms between your legs and around and grab your shins. So that when you roll back, you can pause, contract your abdominals to hold you there for 1, 2, 3, and then you roll back up, balance on your sits bones. And roll back, contract tummy to hold, 1, 2, 3, roll back up, balance. Roll back, 1, 2, 3, and roll up. Good. And roll back, 1, 2, 3, roll up. Roll back, hold and clap, and roll up. And we'll do 2 more. And on your last one, we're going to stay rolled back. And we're going to bring your arms over to your right shin, legs back to parallel, so that we can go into some knee changes. Okay, and we'll start those extending one leg and then the other, curling nice and deep so that you're looking at your pelvis. We're guiding the knee in. We're not yanking it. Okay, then we're going to bring your hands behind your head and we're going to move into obliques. So we're rotating the rib cage slightly toward the bending knee. It doesn't have to be a really big twist. We're just thinking about drawing the rib cage for the opposing hip. Shortening and shortening, shortening, shortening. 3 and 2 and 1. We bring both knees in and now we're into leg extension. Stretch out and in. Again, just guiding. Lengthen in. Do 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Now legs into scissors. Pulse, 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 and 3 and 2 and 1. And tuck and head down. Good. Okay. Now, you grab your ring just so that it's close to you, but we won't need it quite yet. And we're going to lay on your side. Doesn't matter which side, we'll do both. And you can have your hand cradling your head, or you can lay on it either way. And we'll have your hips stacked, your legs just slightly in front. And we're just going to start with we're going to externally rotate your top thigh, so your hips will stay stacked, but we can turn that femur bone out a little bit. And we're just going to stretch it up just to where it wants to go. You can assist the first one. And we'll flex that foot and bring it down. And we'll point, stretch it up, flex it down. And we want to keep the length. We're trying to keep the waist long. And the way we keep the waist on top long is by trying to keep a little lift underneath, so that we don't end up folding into the floor. And that's more important than how high that leg gets. And flex, point, and flex, point, and flex. And we're going to do a little variation on this. We're going to point the toe and draw it up along the inside of the bottom leg, extend, flex down. So it's kind of like when we're on the reformer doing the développé, or the bend, extend, and over the bar. Bend, extend, over the bar. And it all comes from ballet. And extend, and over. Bend, extend, and we'll do one more. Feeling your glutes and your hips. Okay, then we're going to point the toe for small circles. We'll do 5 in each direction, keeping the hips really still. And another way. I much prefer side circles than I do when we're laying on our back. And then we'll do large circles, other direction. We'll do 5. Go slow enough that they're controlled ones. They're good. Another way. Mine take a minute or they get really sloppy. Okay, and after 5, we're going to grab that ring and put it right in between your ankles so that we can focus on the inner. And we're going to squeeze the ring. And we'll squeeze 1 and control it up. 2 and up. And 3 and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Bend, and we'll go to the other side. Okay. So the hips are stacked, and externally rotate the thigh, and we'll stretch it on up there. And little lift in that bottom waist, flex and down. Point and flex. 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 And let's add in that développé on this next one. So point, draw it up along the inside of your leg, extend and flex down. Point and draw it up, extend, flex and down. Point and draw it up, extend and down. Point, extend, flex and down. Extend and down. Point, extend, flex, and more. This one really works that hip a lot. Okay, and then we'll do the small circles. 2, 3, 4, 5. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big ones. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I forgot to put the other the ring things in between the legs. Thanks, Pat. Okay, turned out and squeeze. We'll do 10. Oops. I made it that long. Okay, squeeze 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Oh, we can stretch. Stretch back into child's pose. Stretch those hips. You did a really good job of stretching throughout the workout, but we can still walk your hands back towards your feet. Then soften your knees. Still see me, yeah, soften your knees. And we'll walk over to one side and then straighten up a little bit so you feel along that one side of the hamstrings and hips a little bit more. Bend, straighten. You can walk around to the other side. And then keeping your head down. Gets into that IT band area a little bit. And we'll come back in With your knees soft, we'll tuck your tailbone. So you're rolling it, kind of looks like that evolutionary poster when you roll up. Your knees bent like that. We'll extend the arms up. Good job. Here.
We did it.
We did it.
Hard. That was hard.
Was it?
It's because it's so hot, I think. Man. Woo.
Yeah, I started sweating awfully early.
I kept you a little longer too. I didn't mean to do that. I think I was dragging a little bit.
Well, we were good. We're good. But it felt great. So good for us. One more online class, Merida, or are you going to kind of wait?
I'm still going to do some.
Okay.
Well, I'll do one tomorrow. I'll still do through Saturday, and I'm still going to do some because some people can't come back because their kids are still. It's something I'm going to still keep doing to some degree regardless because I really like it and I think it's a valuable addition.
It absolutely is. Yep.
It sure is.
So at least during this craziness, I'm going to do what I can to keep. It might not be as often, but I'm going to figure it out so that I can still offer it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, and it's fun and it keeps me working out. You see how much I work out when I teach you guys in the studio. I was getting pretty out of shape. It was really sad.
Plus you can talk through it all. I could not talk through it all.
I'm sure you notice when it gets a little sketchy.
It's a good thing that you don't have, it's a good thing you mute it because you would have heard me today. No, I can't do that.
Were we frozen most of the time?
Not a lot. I mean, it was like it would freeze and then go and then freeze and then go. So I could see I could see it was working, but it was funny in the beginning with the squats, it froze more. So it was like I was doing squats and you guys were just like.
Watching you.
Yeah. Like, you idiot, what are you doing that for?
All right. Well, have a good
All right, ladies. Thank you. Thanks, Merida. Good to see you, Pat.
Good to
Have
see
a good
you.
week.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. You guys too.
Good job.